to speak, so I now call Timothy Gaston.
Deputy Speaker, and here we go again today. Another day, another lecture from Sinn Féin, aided and abetted by their little helpers in the Alliance Party, and taking a swipe, and looking down their noses at unionism and in particular loyalism. No one believes for 1 minute that Sinn Féin care about dangerous bonfires in unionist areas. This is the same party that tells us there was no alternative to Le Mans, where 12 innocent people were burned alive. Yet they suddenly pretend to care about a bonfire in the very same constituency as Le Mans, where no one was injured, never mind killed. The leader of the opposition in this House represents Donegal Road. But the only time I've heard the word Sandy Row cross his lips in this place was last December, when he gave off to me for daring to raise the plight of unionist businesses cut off by Grand Central Station. The only time the lofty establishment in South Belfast gets exercised about loyalist areas is when people dare to stand up and celebrate their culture. During the summer, many people rightly asked me the obvious question: why do these people only get interested in asbestos in early July? Why wasn't the Borden Developments, which owns the site, and coincidentally, Liz, wife of the Armagh GAA captain and manager, forced to clear the site either months or years before? As for the outrage that we've heard today about what's burned on bonfires, the hypocrisy absolutely stinks. These are the same people who gave artistic licence to Kneecap, who unveiled a mural where there's a PSNI Land Rover on fire.
Okay, Mr. Gaston, not for the first time this evening, return to the terms of the motion.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker, and I do take your wisdom and guidance. In England, burning effigies on bonfire night is accepted as cultural expression. In Lewis, it's even promoted as a tourist attraction. But when unionists do it, suddenly it's treated as a hate crime. The truth is, the lectures are predictable. The lectures are condescending and rightly ignored by a community that sees through the hypocrisy of a political class that despises them. Give way.
Thank you very much for giving way. As you all know, I represent Strangford constituency and my office is in Newtownards town. Just to say very clearly that Alliance is made up of unionists, nationalists and people who don't have a constitutional preference. But when I'm in Newtownards, I serve everyone. The majority of people who come to my office are actually unionists. And this week we have spent time going round each of the estates. So I would ask the member to please be careful with his language.
There's an extra minute.
Careful about my language. Any unionist that's in Alliance Party, please step forward, because I certainly don't see too many in this chamber. This motion says nothing about the cultural importance of bonfires to the unionist community. It doesn't admit that only 18% of unionists support a regulatory commission for bonfire and flags. Without community support, such a system is doomed to failure from the start. And unionists don't need to guess how regulation works. We've already seen it in action. Let's look at the Parades Commission. Let's look at North Antrim in particular. The Loy Accordion Band can go to the Belfast Tattoo, be rightfully praised by the Sinn Féin Lord Mayor, but it can't play a hymn. Something as simple as Jesus Loves Me walking up the Loy Main Street. That exposes the contradiction at the heart of this very motion. Republicans believe that unionist culture should be policed by the state, while their own culture, they want it to be promoted by the state. Deputy Speaker, just 15% support is enough for Irish language street signs. An Irish language commissioner is to be appointed. Meanwhile, the Parades Commission bans hymns being played by an accordion band. And now this Assembly, in its wisdom, oh my goodness, nobody knows better than this Assembly, calls for yet another part of unionist culture to be policed. My culture doesn't need Sinn Féin's permission. My community sees through the hypocrisy of the nationalist Republican agenda which flows from this House, and we will not be lectured by those who excuse firebombs while they condemn pallets being burnt on a bonfire.
Jerry Carroll.